left now, we could leave a note for them to meet us there.
They'll be here any minute.
Andrew, it's only a block away.
It's a long block.
And it's such a nice day. Look at it outside. And I'll be flat on my back such a long time.
You'll only be there a couple of days. Dr. Dinner said a week, maybe.
Maybe, he said. I could be there a long time.
You won't.
Couldn't we walk? Oh, Andrew, I'll be on my back for God knows how long.
Don't say that.
And I can rest. That's all I'll be doing is resting, and I'd like to walk with you.
Well, I can't believe you're not wanting to drive with Hildegarde and George.
Andrew?
Oh, it hurts me the way they fight. Are you all packed?
You know what I was thinking about this morning? Look at that. Look behind the picture.
What is it?
Look behind the picture. Remember that?
What is it?
That streak on the wall, remember? The painters had just finished painting this room, and the walls were still wet. And you and I were fighting about something. And I took the grapefruit that I was eating, and I threw it at you, and it stuck to the wet wall and slid all the way down to the floor.
That was a long time ago.
I got up very early this morning. You were still asleep, and I roamed around the apartment, and I remembered why we hung that picture on the wall.
Are you all packed?
I'm all ready.
I just wish this day was over.
That's why I want to walk to the hospital. It'd be pleasant. We could leave a note for Hildegarde and George saying that we left already, and they could meet us there.
Your mother's sick. For once in your life,
Don't
can't
get
you
me
think
started.
about somebody other than
Don't
yourself?
get me started! Wait, Andrew, don't answer the door. They'll think we've left already, and they'll go right to the hospital. Please? Oh, for God's sake, George. Ugh. Mama, Papa, open up, we're here. Knock, knock, knock. Please, Andrew, we haven't taken a walk together in so long. That's what I was thinking about this morning. Please? You don't suppose anything's happened? Mama? Papa? Oh. We're here. Knock, knock, knock. Hello, Hildegarde. Hello, George.
Hello, Hildegarde. George.
Well, why didn't you open up? I've been so nervous today, I'll expect anything. We have had the worst trip, and
Just shut up, Hildegarde. We got here safe. Just shut up.
do we have time? I've just got to sit down and rest and catch my breath.
For goodness sake, it wasn't that bad.
Oh, it's all right for you to talk.
Folks, we parked the car 2 blocks away. We were lucky. A DeSoto pulled out just as we came in. So as soon as you're ready to go, I'll go get the car again.
Just let me get my breath before we get started again.
We're only going down the block.
And then all the way back to Newark. I'm driving this time, George. You are not safe behind the wheel. Mama, he knocked over every one of those yellow markers on the George Washington Bridge.
I did not knock over every one of them, with you screaming at me. Agnes, you have a nice voice. Andrew, you have a nice voice. I don't know where she gets her voice from. She screams and it does something to your ears. For goodness sake, Hildegarde, can we not wash dirty linen in public?
This is not public. This is my home. This is the home I grew up in. He has no consideration. Every one of those yellow markers. I always thought they were metal, so when he knocked them all over, naturally I screamed.
They were only rubber, Hildegarde. Yellow rubber.
How are the children?
Fine.
We'll bring them over on Tuesday. It's a holiday in New Jersey.
What's the holiday?
Some tree day. Oh, Mother, I'd like to
Don't start that crying again.
I would just like to come to that hospital with you and crawl in beside you and stay there. I'm so fed up. So fed up.
I wish you would stay in that hospital. And let me tell you one more thing. I knocked over those yellow markers on purpose.
He's trying to drive me insane. Okay, George, if that's what's going to make you happy, you go right ahead and you drive me insane. Don't you dare hit me, Papa!
I'm gonna go get some water.
He called me the worst names once we got off that bridge. Names you wouldn't call the lowest scum on earth. He called me.
What are you saying?
He'd hit me. He has. He will.
Does anyone want a glass of water or coffee or something?
I'll take some water. Put sugar in it. Oh, Mama, how are you? You're going to be all right. I said to George that DeSoto pulling out just as we came down the block was a good sign. You're going to be all right.
Don't be upset about me.
Oh, it's not you, Mama. It's the kids. It's him. It's me. It's everything. Wow, aren't I the cheery one?
That's it, Hildegarde, I like to see.
The minute I go to the room, she starts laughing.
Now don't try and make up.
Maybe I should leave the room more often.
How's your water? What? Oh, this water? I thought you meant something else. This water? Fine. Not as good as Jersey water, but still fine. The sugar makes it sweet.
I think we should hurry. Hospitals run on a very tight schedule.
Oh, Papa, you're always in such a hurry. It's so nice here with you. My God, we won't always have this chance.
Oh, that's a rotten thing to say.
Oh, Mama, I didn't mean it. What I meant was, and this is the truth, the way George drives, I don't know how many more chances we're going to get.
Just leave my driving out of it. Look at Andrew. He's quiet. He's happy. Why don't you take after him?
I'm just thinking today, George. Just thinking.
Thinking about how you're going to be a bachelor while Mama's away? Mama, are you sure you can trust him? That Mrs. Hasselbach on the 3rd floor has always had her eye on Papa, even when I was a little girl. It's the truth. I'd take the garbage down to the incinerator, and she'd stick her head out the door, and she'd say, "Isn't your Papa bringing the garbage to the incinerator today, dearie?"
I think I can trust him.
Of course you can.
Oh, Papa, you're taking everything so seriously today. We're only teasing. Papa, Monica has her first date on Saturday. The high school junior prom. Isn't that nice?
What? I think we better get started.
Yes, hospitals run on.
What's he doing? He doesn't want to talk about Monica. You don't want to talk about Monica. He knows he did wrong.
I did not do wrong. Your father probably did the exact same thing for you.
He never did.
What's the matter? What did I do?
Who's her date?
The captain of the swimming team.
Co-captain of the swimming team. The way Monica talks about him, you'd think he was Cary Grant or something. So George goes out and buys her this fantastic evening gown.
It's her first big date.
It's cut down to here. She's only 16. She'll look like a freak. It wasn't even on sale.
So what? Your father probably did the exact same thing for you.
He never did. My father never bought me a dress for more money than we could afford. And my mother never had holes in her underwear. Mama, this sounds so crude to say,
Then
but
don't say it.
here's Monica going to this dance, only in the gymnasium, wearing this fantastic evening gown that you can't even return. Now, how is she supposed to have a good time knowing her mother is sitting up waiting for her at home with holes in her underwear? Mama, all my lingerie is shot, and here's Monica in this fantastic cut down to here. It's just not fair.
Aha! The truth comes out. You're a very jealous woman.
I am not jealous. And it's time we get started. I'm going to get the car. You all wait here. I'll be back in a few minutes.
I'm driving the car.
I will drive my parents to the hospital. You will give me the keys.
Hildegarde?
Mama, he punched me. We got off that George Washington Bridge, and he leaned over, and he punched me right in the side. I'm frightened of him, Mama.
I'm gonna go get the car. Be waiting out front.
Don't you dare leave without me. I better go after him. You can't trust him alone. Mama, this is what I wanted to tell you. I'll bring the bed jacket over on Tuesday. I went to buy it, but the sales girl told me on the sly they're having this fantastic sale on them. The nice lacy ones? On Tuesday, so I'll bring it then. We'll be out front. We'll be. And Mama, don't worry. Papa, she's going to be all right. If you step 1 foot into that car, George, I swear you'll be sorry. Andrew?
They're back in a few minutes.
It'll take them about 15 minutes, won't it? To get back? Andrew, we could walk down the block in 15 minutes. Please, Andrew? It'd be like a date. Andrew? I don't want to drive with Hildegarde and George.
Oh, I know what you mean. There.
And I'm not tired. I slept so well last night. And I'd just like to be alone with you. Please, Andrew? Are you tired?
Are you all packed? And get your coat. I'll let you know. I'll call a cab.
No. I want to walk.
Then we better hurry. You'll be back next week.
Yeah, next week. Wait, Andrew? All right.
Leaving now?
Oh, hello, Mrs. Hasselbach. Yes, we're leaving now.
I saw your daughter and son-in-law were here a few minutes ago.
Yes, they just came in from New Jersey.
Oh, they live in New Jersey now? Nice. I have relations in New Jersey. Where do your son and daughter-in-law live in New Jersey?
Well, it was nice seeing you, Mrs. Hasselbach. We'd better be going. All set, Andrew? Andrew, hospitals run on a tight schedule.
Nice to see you, Mrs. Hasselbach.
I didn't see any taxi cabs waiting out front.
We didn't call any taxi cabs, Mrs. Hasselbach. We're walking.
On a day like this, you're walking?
It's a lovely day.
Don't let her think I'm a cheapskate.
And it's not because he's a cheapskate.
So who said?
Ask her to tell Burke and George we left.
Mrs. Hasselbach, Andrew has something to ask you.
Thanks a lot, Agnes.
What is it?
Mrs. Hasselbach, when Hildegarde and George get back, can you please tell me we left? We'd love to know.
Certainly, Andrew. I'll come visit you, dearie. Good luck.
Come on, let's go.
It's such a lovely day. Such a pretty day.
Let me call again.
Look at her up there at the window behind the curtain. Yoo-hoo! Hello, Mrs. Hasselbach.
Now come on.
And the way she called you. Certainly, Andrew. Do you think I can trust you?
That's not funny.
I'm only kidding. It's such a nice day.
Look, we can't just walk up to the hospital. Can we call a cab?
Are you tired?
No.
Is the suitcase heavy?
No.
Then we'll walk.
I don't want them to think I'm a cheapskate.
Who? The hospital? Mrs. Hasselbach?
Watch the sidewalk.
You were never what they call a John Jacob Astor. But you were never a Collier brother either. People know you're no cheapskate. You know why I want to walk to the hospital? When we moved here 40 years ago, I thought it'll be good. Kids ever get sick? You ever get sick? Roosevelt Hospital is only a block away. We can walk.
So in 40 years, no one ever gets sick enough to need to go to the hospital, except me now. So let me get something out of living here 40 years. Let me walk to the hospital. Look at what those kids wrote on the sidewalk. I don't think I learned that word till I was about...
I don't think you ever learned that word.
That's very sweet.
The way they change these lights before you hit the cross. Watch the curve.
Remember that old Fred Allen show on the radio about the house that blew up and the old man and woman go flying through the air and she turns to him and she says, "This is the first time we've been out together in 20 years.
That was very funny.
That's us. We haven't been out together like this in a very long time. This is like a date. I feel very young.
You are young.
Listen, when your youngest daughter is going through her change of life, you know you're not Shirley Temple anymore. Andrew, can we get a cup of coffee?
We can't be late.
You want to get rid of me?
No, it's just that house. Let's get a cup of coffee.
I always liked Bickford's coffee.
Is Hildegarde going through her change of life?
She'll be all right.
I wish they didn't fight so much, her and George.
You know what I'm gonna tell her Tuesday when she comes with the kids? I was thinking this while I was watching them. I'm gonna tell her she's lucky they still fight. That's the worst part about getting old, I've decided. You don't miss the love part, the sex part, the not being able to have kids part. You think that's the part you're gonna miss. But you know it's gonna go. No, what I thought we'd always have, you and me, is the fights. God, didn't we talk some beautiful battles, with the neighbors hammering on the walls? Not even a cup of tea or a warm bath can make you feel as clean as when I finish yelling at you and you'd finish yelling at me. That's the worst part about getting old, I've decided. You just don't have the energy to fight.
I think we should go.
Yeah.
God, Fred Allen was funny, wasn't he?